Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast, Friends in High Places. This is Mike, your host, and today we have a special guest. Her name is Emily. And why don't you introduce yourself, Emily?
Hi, my name is Emily. I'm 32 years old. I'm an optician, and I'm currently in the Douglas Center for severe depression and for one psychotic episode.
Okay, and do you think that your psychotic episode is due to something that you were living, or was it just reoccurring, or?
I went into under a lot of stress, a stress that I could not take anymore. So my body reacted this way. But I mean, I know that I also have this perception with like another world out there.
Other dimensions?
Yeah, other dimensions. So I think the two words just collided together. I think that's what happened.
And you were overwhelmed?
Yeah, I was overwhelmed and I was seeing everything at the same time. The other world and this world.
And that freaked you out to the point that your body reacted. What do you mean your body reacted?
It went on complete shut off. I was in catatonic state. And I could just hear and not feel anything. Like they were poking me and everything to wake me up, but I was just hearing everything.
And it was like an echo and...
Yeah, exactly. Like people around me, and I couldn't open my eyes, I couldn't talk. And it went gradually.
And it got worse and worse?
Yeah, it got worse. It was when I was in the hospital. But before that, when I had my psychotic episode, I was hearing sound. I was hearing like someone would like knock like this on the walls. I was hearing like a shower also. And I thought like something was about to come and take me from this world.
Really?
And yeah.
That's crazy. And you seem so normal, like you're so down to earth, and you're a mother, I hear.
Yeah.
You have 2 kids.
Yeah, I do have 2 kids, and they were part of my psychotic episode.
So they witnessed it, or were they part of the invisible?
No, they witnessed it, but the way I saw them was not good, because I felt like they were not possessed, but they were like
hostages of your plane of existence.
Yeah, they were not the same boys that I had. They were more aggressive, and they would be
Really?
Yeah.
And what led
and
on?
The smell. I was smelling things that were not good.
Okay, so your sensories were getting overloaded.
And on top of that, I was receiving messages on my phone of everything I was thinking. I had the New World Order that I talked to you about last time.
Yeah.
It popped on my feeds. I thought I was recruited by
the Illuminati agents.
Yeah. Also on the TV, I could hear that I died, and the 3 of them, like my husband and my 2 kids, left me. Everything it was crazy.
That must have been an episode. What brought on this stress, this level of overwhelming?
It was because of my job. Some of the people were jealous of my position, and they just did what they did when someone is jealous. Try to
sabotage
your image, to sabotage everything.
So you got burned out, or did
you? Burned out. Yeah. So because I couldn't face
your everyday
the malice of it. It was so intense that I could feel it. That these people wanted me, wanted to do wrong by me.
Do you believe that was a paranoia of your episode? No, it wasn't. It was concrete fact.
Yeah.
So a normal working professional mom gets burned out from sabotage, and it brings her to a catatonic state of mind.
Yeah.
And what did the first responders do when they came and saw you? Were they happy to see you? Did they brush it off as it's just
They were trying to help me a lot. The police officers and the ambulance, also like the ambulance men and women.
EMTs.
Yeah, and actually, what I was hearing is they were like, it's crazy to say it, but I felt like they were other beings, like.
So there was objective conscious observers, like people looking in, or were they just
It's the sound, like just the sound of them. Even like I told you last time, like my mother, when she came to me and she was trying to comfort me, I felt her heaviness on me. Like it wasn't her, it was like some other being, like a supernatural being, just trying to protect me and tell me like everything's gonna be okay. Because I know I have them like from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Those protectors, I could see them. I could see like a white light.
Why didn't you reach out for them when you were before? Like your mind can still work, but your body shuts off, right?
Yeah.
So did you?
I did. In my mind, I was speaking with them.
Okay, and they were telling you it was okay and
yeah.
everything?
Don't worry now. Look at the next step. Next step.
And
next step.
To go back to the first responders, do you think the police had enough information to help you? Were they educated on mental health, or how did they come? Because once you are labeled as somebody with mental health, the police tends to act aggressive towards you or match the energy that you're emitting.
I think the way I was physically bothered them more than my mental state, because I couldn't move.
So they're just taught to read body language, you know?
Yeah, like they were just trying to take me out of where I was in my mind and just trying to wake me up. They were like, okay, well, and I was like, I don't know why I said those things. Like,
It was almost...
I said like I stole the government, that I did a lot of things I didn't do. And the policeman was like, yeah, but we don't care if you did that. It was crazy. It was really crazy.
So sometimes humor is the best relief.
Yeah, and he was like, don't worry. And then they called the evac.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like they called so many people. I was talking to so many people that day. And I just wanted to be blindfolded because I didn't want to see what...
So you were still seeing them when the first responders were there?
I couldn't open my eyes. It was just...
Hearing and
yeah.
Smelling?
Yeah.
Could you taste the smell?
I could taste the smell of my breath and everything.
And in all this, did your intuition or your instinct kick in to shut off, or...?
Not at that moment. I shut off completely at the hospital.
And when you got to the hospital, how was it? Were you able to talk to a psychiatrist when you were admitted? Did they...
So what happened there is my behavior completely changed. I shifted to a masculine state. I was protecting myself like that. I don't know how. But I felt it wasn't me, like inside of my body. And that being was like trying to protect me against
every outside body? Yeah,
like I was there and there was one woman who came in that looked like a bird, and she was like, oh, we don't have any more resources for you here, like you need to leave.
She looks like a bird.
Yeah.
Explain
like
that.
I don't know, the way she came to me was weird. And also the man who took my heartbeat, I know he was some kind of like a pervert, and I was like inside of myself, I was like yelling, and the voices were like, yes, we know, but you have to take your heart, and you have to show them that you're okay, otherwise they gonna strap you or anything. Like
how did you know he was a pervert? It was just the way
he was breathing.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was
you sense that off people?
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
it was crazy.
So you do have a good energy meter, and
yeah,
that's awesome. And do you think you being in here for so long, it's been how long?
2 months.
2 months?
But I've been here in December. I stayed 2 months too.
Okay.
I wasn't like that. I feel better, but in between, I had a lot of bad, uh, several side effects of the medication, or maybe when I went home and then I didn't feel safe.
So you think you were disbalanced,
A lot.
but it was last December, so it was only 3 months,
Yeah.
and
And I had to go back to the routine that I couldn't take anymore because, you know, I have kids and everything, so you need to be, you know.
Do you feel that this days has brought you more tools in your toolbox, so to speak? You're more comfortable with discussing it, or are you more comfortable
For this time, yes.
Yeah, just thinking differently and
If
seeing
you'd
it?
asked me, like, when I was here the first time, I wouldn't be responding like that. I wouldn't be even talking about this because I was thinking, like, you know, this is a secret, so I have to keep it.
But it's really not, you know. If somebody asks you to keep a secret, you have to question why they want to be a secret.
Yeah.
But if you feel that you need to stay inside, just how you describe everything, because there's a lot of similarities to my story in yours, and the, you know, the psychosis state and embracing other realities with your real one.
Yeah.
And getting all that information downloaded and speaking through your mind telepathically.
Mm-hmm.
Those are things that are so taboo, and you're...
I didn't know that I could reach that point. I thought by just seeing some lights, by just dreaming of things, it was the way to go with these beings. I didn't know I could go deep to that state, and it scared me a lot.
Did you think you were a danger to your kids or your husband when...
I had this state of mind?
Yeah,
No,
do
no.
you think...
I
No?
thought they were a danger to me.
Okay, so paranoia of them...
Even the smell, like I could smell
The odd...
Everything was awful. Everything was smelling awful.
Yeah, I've had those certain smells that just...
Oh,
I thought I was getting monoxide poisoning, carbon monoxide poisoning in my room.
Mm-hmm.
It smelled just... It's an odorless gas, but I guess we, special people that, you know, are very hypersensitive to everything, can smell it.
Yeah.
And like a few times, I thought one time there was a missile that went in Canal Lachine because I heard the siffling of something hitting, and it just plucked into the ice. And I literally brushed it off like, oh, nothing. But the next morning, I was like, I didn't sleep that night. And the next morning, I had to find out what fell. And nothing fell, but there was this smell, of it. It smelled like old Russian firearms.
Wow.
It was just something that brought me back from a past life.
No.
Do you believe in incarnation, reincarnation? Or let me ask you a better question. Kindred spirits. You know, when you have this emotion with somebody, this energy, and you guys just connect on a whole different...
have that.
Yeah?
I can have that with some people.
What about thinking of past lives?
I don't think I had a past life, but I think that my soul might live my life the way I live it right now. And descending of my family, having people who were healing some other people with those beings. Well, those beings decided to... I inherited those...
so those gifts, those
this is a
psychic gifts, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. It's a burden, and at the same time, it's a gift. It becomes a burden when you're in this state.
Yeah.
And from January to... I don't know, maybe let's say not today, but I kind of ignore them. Because I don't want to...
Do they come back? Do they...
do, yeah.
Yeah? And what do you do to...
I just ignore.
You just don't tell them to leave?
I know there's...
banter with
it's
them?
the good ones that are here.
Yeah.
But I didn't make my peace with what happened. Because it's still fresh in my memory.
And
just not being able to move was really scary for me. Just hearing the sounds and not being able to move, like not being able
paralysis.
to... Yeah, I was paralyzed. And
that must have been very scary.
You're hearing the 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 nurses saying, "Oh, okay, now she doesn't move."
That's
This is
not
where
that's not how a medical professional should react.
exactly.
Because once you're capable of emphasizing a patient's reality and try to live it through them, that's where red flags can appear. But she was just casting judgment onto you, thinking you're showboating.
And what I remember also is that there was it would sound crazy, but I'm gonna tell it anyway. There were nurses who were making a round like this, and I felt like they were like some kind of army people or some people who were like, there were some people on my side and there were some people against me. And there was one who nodded at me like it was weird.
Yeah.
Like she nodded at me and I understand like I wasn't
You're okay.
alone there. Yeah, and I was not crazy.
Those are grounding points, and sometimes people do things subconsciously without even being without even noticing it, and it's like so reconforting. It's like the other night that John came into my room and saw me choking. He's
It's
never been in my
crazy.
room, and something like that happens, and split second. Like, what are the odds? Like, there must have been a powerful force at hand, because if it swayed him to go into my room for the first time in 4 months,
something might just go into his
trigger,
ears and
just
talk
there.
to him and go check on Mike.
Yeah, like it's
It's
God.
crazy.
God comes in all shapes, sizes, and forms,
Yeah.
and if it's inhabited by you, and if you're a believer, then good things tend to happen to you.
does.
But just you have to ride out the rut and to see how you feel better in the long term.
You could see like I'm in between because I feel like my stress sensor is still way much activated, but I'm getting there.
And do you think you're manic at points from being severely depressed, or
No,
no?
I don't feel manic.
No?
No.
Do you think you're well balanced with your medication you're taking? What medications are those?
I have Seroquel and clonazepam. They're really good because the one that I have before caused me to I did like a suicidal attempt. I took 40 pills and I looked for it on the internet, what could bring you to coma, because I was thinking that who was gonna bury me, who's gonna be there for my funeral. I wanted my parents to be there. Actually, I wanted to be in a state of a coma just to be in peace for a while, because I was coping with sleeping. I was always sleeping. And the meds that I was taking, they were causing me panic attacks, things that I never experienced before. And it's a scary thing. Like, panic attacks are something that you do not expect to happen, and it's not something you can control, actually. The first time it happened, I put my kids to bed, and I came back to my bed, and I just like sort of feeling like this, I couldn't breathe, and I was just like, okay, like try to breathe and try to get some air. And at one time, my brain felt like someone took my brain and just shredded on like a million pieces, and I was just thinking of hurting myself.
Did you get those thoughts before, ever? Or do you think it was the outside worldly beings that pushed those thoughts of suicide, of hurting yourself, of causing permanent damage? Or
I think those were the bad things that wanted like bad things from me.
But were they your thoughts of suicide? Because have you ever had that in the past? Never? And this was
My
just
whole life.
And then how far apart did that happen from your incident?
The panic attacks?
Yeah.
And the suicidal thoughts?
Yeah, how often was it?
It was the month of May was all that. Was panic attacks and suicidal.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And I took I was working. Like I was,
And how, yeah,
and I
doing
was
a mother too on top of that.
and I was doing great at work by them, but me, I felt like I wasn't doing great.
So you're your harshest critic too, when the pressure of work, burning
Yeah.
out, and everything being
Yeah.
coincided together, you just were like, this
Yeah.
is too much.
Yeah, I'm trying to, because I went to Algeria also for 15 days, trying to heal myself in another way, just to take off some bad magic, like black magic.
Yeah.
So it turned out it was true, like I had black magic also on me. I experienced that before too, the black magic. There are ways to take it off, but
Like getting hexed. And
the eggs and also and that's it. And then after that I had 3 panic attacks, and then I came here. The last panic attack that I had here was awful because I was knocking my head on the
wood?
on the table. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was on myself at all.
That must have been frightening. And what tips do you give somebody that has panic attacks? Do you think being over anxious? Do you think symptoms of it happening? Do you, like you said earlier, there was no
trigger.
control. There's no control.
There was no trigger.
It just happened spontaneously. And
yeah, I called the shelter, that is a crisis center. They told me to breathe. I couldn't breathe. I was trying to put music. Nothing was working. Trying to put some water on me, some ice, some anything. It couldn't stop. I knew it was the medication. And when I came back here, they lowered the dose, and I told the doctor, I'm like, no, it's the medication itself that causes me that. Like, you need to do something about it. And I was suffering a lot.
And how do you feel now on the medication? Are you
better?
More balanced?
Yeah.
Do you
I don't have any panic attacks or anything.
Do you find this day brought you more insight into and more acceptance on your behalf? Like, do you accept that it was more than a psychosis, or do you still think it was just an episode, or do you think it's going to reoccur several months down the road?
I know that my body at one time would shut down. I don't know how. Like, I felt, because during the years I was just trying, to study, to have my kids, and on top of that I was having marital problems, so it was not helping. And I had this, those forces that wanted me on their side. So it was all this crazy thing that I was living. I didn't have any pause. I never had
one thing after the other.
Yeah.
And being
Always.
another professional.
Even before that, like when I was a teenager and I was...
You had them, so they've been reoccurring for a while.
Yeah.
It's a cycle.
Yeah.
And do you think you're better equipped this time with tools on your tool belt, so to speak?
Medically speaking, yes, with the medication, but I'm gonna have session with a
Psychologist? Yeah.
Psychologist, sorry, and I continue my treatment with a psychiatrist on the external. But I think that I have the key now to be better.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you use your time wisely here at Douglas this day.
Yeah.
Feel better.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I couldn't do that.
So let's go back to the work. Do you think they're accepting your leave of stay, your absence? Do they know it's what it's for, from burning out, or?
Because of my psychosis, when I was in the state, I was telling myself that I should make a decision, and I just made a decision to leave.
So you quit?
I quit.
Did you regret it at all, or spontaneous? No. So it was the right decision. Think long, think wrong.
Yeah, but I've been at this job 7 years. I grew up there.
And you just up and grew up up and grew up and left on a whim.
Yeah. And because those voices were like, now you need to make a decision.
Yeah, that's what they tend to rush you into things that you wouldn't be
Yeah.
rushed into.
Yeah.
And yep, I've been there. I've had abrupt moments where
Yeah.
if they didn't push me, I would have not done anything. I would have just stayed put
Exactly.
and thought more thoroughly and done a thought experiment instead of completely acting out.
Because when I saw my demission, is it demission? No, it's not demission. It's my letter of leave to quit.
Yeah.
It was so well written that I couldn't
whom?
understood that it was me who was writing that.
It's amazing when you're tapped into the
It's
hyper intelligent
crazy
collective.
because they were like, it's an honor to have been in your company and da 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 and da da da, and when I reread it like just after, I was like, I didn't write this down.
Some of these texts that I have, I've been doing this for 2 years, and going down through my notes, some of these things, some of these subject matters are so beyond my depth.
Yeah.
And they make sense. They make perfect, illiterate sense, and it's like, this is poetic almost, and it's like, how did I write that? Like, there's no way that I was.
But I just felt like I wrote two lines.
Yeah. Well,
but it was like a whole paragraph when I read it. And my former employer told me that they called me twice, but I never received the calls.
Really? That's happened to me too, where
I never received the calls. She told me we called you twice. And everything seemed like so fuzzy, and I
felt like you're in a foreign place.
Yeah, I was calling people, and my mother, she became angry at me at some point, and I don't know, like, it was just...
You have to live it to have the similarities, but there's some things that me and you hard feel what it means to be overwhelmed, and some of the things that the patterns are always the same, to be channeling otherworldly beings inside you and having that gift. This
is why I say it's a curse and a gift at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a gift because you could know ahead what's gonna happen. You could heal people. You could help people in a way that nobody else could help them. You can make advanced things for people that normally they won't, reach their goal. It happened to me like so many times where I helped people and it's like, it's really quick. But me, no one can help me. You understand?
Yeah.
Like nobody can. I cannot receive help from.
You can't be healed. You can't be. Do you think
the healing that I do is like you have to, like it's a long process.
It doesn't happen overnight.
No, this is why I'm ignoring those things right now because.
You're better off doing that and focusing on yourself.
On myself and my kids.
And your reality and staying both feet on the ground.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do for work when you get out of here? Are you gonna?
I'm gonna still be an optician. I had an interview. I'll do my job. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Because
Hopefully, there's no one there to sabotage you or put a stick in your wheel.
This is what I was afraid about yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm motivated to go back, but.
It's kind of happening fast.
Yeah, but it's.
Do you think it's time now that you take off the training wheels and go into the real world, or do you think it should happen gradually?
No, I have to jump. Have to. If I don't jump,
you're gonna stay on the ship.
I'm gonna just be always like looking at things from far away and not being able to do them. And one day,
no more life. You'd flash by your.
That's it. And
flash by.
No more like future for my kids. No more anything for. I need to continue.
Yeah, well, I think you're doing great because when you first were here, we didn't talk much, but
I did not,
I could see how hurting you were inside, and now I see you. You look refreshed once you have weekend passes, and you seem very more grounded than you were a couple months ago. So
thank you. I feel it too, but like today, I didn't feel well. But I have to say, like, Camel, like, don't put too much pressure on yourself. If you don't feel good today, you don't feel good today, and that's it.
And it ends there. You know, you don't have to entice those voices. You don't have to
Yeah.
summon the good side for helping you out with the bad. You just live your life and as is, because at the end of the day, you have your family, you have your well-being, and you have yourselves and your memories. And 2 kids who count on.
You know, when I was at home, I saw the difference when it was me with them, and you know, like just taking care of them. And
yeah, sometimes just putting a pause on everything and taking a break.
Yeah.
It just resets yourself and your inside compass. Everything has to like dysfunction to function properly after.
Exactly.
And the flow of everything has to be done organically. You can't rush it. But then again, you can't linger too long, like you said, jump ship, or it's time for you to...
otherwise, I'll be always afraid.
You jump onto another ship, which is life.
I have to.
Yeah.
And when you have people who believes in you, who, when you do interviews, you just don't need to speak, and they just, you know, appreciate you, and
you just talk as yourself, you know, it's like an open discussion, and you know, it feels good to talk about it, because some people, some things you wouldn't share openly because out of fear of judgment by your psychiatrist, and you know, they label you even worse than you are. And if maybe like my thought is biased, but if somebody was listening to this conversation would think, oh, you're probably schizophrenic or something like that. You know, when you're labeled as that, some people are just really scared of it because they don't know what the diagnosis entailed.
They feel alone, actually, because it's a world where you get what you see. Everything you feel around is not considered. Energies, and
it's just what is there isn't, and what isn't is there.
Exactly.
It's crazy what we can see, what we can do when we're not alone.
But the psychiatrist that I had here, she's really good. She's really understanding. She listens. She's not trying to, you know, tell me it's me, or it's like others would be like this. I had a bad experience in the emergency. With the doctor telling me that I was better alive sedated than dead.
Really?
Yeah, after my...
and this was a doctor that said this to you?
Yeah, after my...
That's reconforting.
Yeah, after my suicidal attempt.
Wow.
And I was just like, okay.
But at least you got some reaction, you know? That means some emotion still works now.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't say that to...
Maybe it's the way he said it, or...
I was talking to another patient here, and she felt the same way as me, because he was talking to her the same way. But I mean, if I didn't knew Dr. Hamel from like my first time, I don't know where I'll be today. Like, I know I had some, like, and I have like a good nurse too, an external. Her name is Natalie, and she really cares about me and takes care of me too. So I have both sides of.
That's awesome. So I'm glad your stay at Douglas was more insightful than you're ready for your next steps into the real world and being back to a mom and a current job. Well, guys, this was the end of the interview, and I'd like you to like and subscribe, and thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Have a great one.